Most companies choose their EOR provider in about a week. Then they live with that choice for a year or more. The ones who end up regretting it regret the same three things every time. A cost that nobody showed them, a country their provider turned out to be quietly bad at, and a contract that made leaving expensive. All three are finable before you sign. It takes 12 questions. My name is Robin Schuchman, co-founder of Employ Borderless. We don't sell an EOR, we compare them. So I've sat through a lot of these sales calls and then read the contracts afterwards. Quick reminder, if this is new to you, an employer of record is a company that already has a registered business in the country you're hiring in. They put your new person on their payroll legally, so you don't have to open a company there yourself. You still choose that person, manage them, and set their salary. Before the questions, one piece of advice about how to ask them. Send them in writing. Email? Not a call. You want answers you can put side by side, and you want them on record. The provider who replies with a short, plain email is already telling you what it'll be like when payroll breaks at 2 a.m. in Manila. 12 questions, 4 groups. Can they actually do it? What does it really cost? What happens when you need help? And what happens when you leave? Group 1 is coverage. This is where you can find out whether the provider can genuinely employ someone in your country or is quietly reselling somebody who can. Question 1. Do you own your company in this country or do you work with a local partner? Neither answer is wrong. Owning the local company usually means faster answers and more control. Partners are how almost every provider covers the smaller countries. What you're listening for is whether they will tell you which one it is. A good answer sounds like, we own our company in Brazil, but in Vietnam, we work with a partner we've used over the past 4 years. A bad answer is the word global, 3 times, and no country names. Question 2. Whose name is on my employee's contract, and who do they call when payroll is late? You want the name of the legal company and the name of an actual human. A good answer gives you both and mentions the legal team behind them. If the answer is our platform, ask again. Platforms don't fix a missing salary payment in Brazil. People do. Question 3. From signed contract to first working day. How long in this specific country? Every provider advertises something like a week or 2. That's an average, and averages hide everything that goes wrong. So ask about your country by name. A good answer sounds like 2 weeks in Poland, but Brazil is closer to 4 because of the medical check and the work card. That level of detail means they've actually done it. A few days means they haven't. Group 2 is the money. Every answer in this section should be a number you have before the second call. Question 4. What is the total monthly cost per employee, including everything you charge us? The advertised fee is not the cost. For a normal country and a normal role, somewhere between $200 and $400 per person per month is fair right now. Above $500, you should be getting something you can name for it. That can be a difficult country, visa support, a dedicated person. A good answer is one number with every extra listed underneath it. Question 5. What is your total exchange rate margin? Here's what that means. You will most likely pay in dollars or euros. Your employee will get paid in their local currency. Somebody converts that money and they can quietly add a percentage on the rate. Under 1% is fine. Above 2%, undisclosed, is a red flag. On a $60,000 salary, 2% is $1,200 a year per person. That's often more than the fee they advertised. A good answer is a percentage in one sentence. An answer that takes 3 paragraphs is also an answer. Question 6. What deposit do you hold and when exactly do I get it back? A deposit is your cash parked with them, usually 1 month of your employee's salary. 1 month is normal. 2 is negotiable. 3 shows up in countries where firing someone is expensive. A good answer includes the amount, what triggers a return, and how many days the return takes, and ask whether they will waive it. Funded companies and companies with a few months of payment history often get it dropped. You just have to ask. Group 3 is what happens when you need them. This is the hardest thing to test on a sales call. So, these 3 questions are specific enough that a fake answer stands out. Who is my day-to-day contact and what response time will you commit to in writing? In writing is the whole question. A good answer names a person or a named team, gives you hours instead of days, and puts that in a contract. Question 8. My employee has a legal problem in month 7. Walk me through exactly what happens and who pays for it. This is the one they cannot have a slide ready for. You're listening for whether they've lived through it before. A good answer sounds like a story about a real case. A bad answer sounds like a policy document read out loud. Question 9. Can I read the actual employment contract you would use for this specific hire? Before you sign, not after. Check the notice period, the probation period, and who owns the work your person creates. If the provider won't show you the contract your own employee will be signing, that is your answer. Group 4 is the exit. Nobody asks these on a first call, and these are the ones that cost real money later. Question 10. What does it cost when someone leaves? Ending an employment costs money. There's usually a fee for processing the leaver, sometimes a notice period you pay through, and often both. A good answer gives you the fee and the notice period as 2 numbers. The pattern I keep seeing is the providers who are cheap to join can be expensive to leave. Question 11. When I open my own company in this country, how do we move my people over to it? You will want to do this eventually. Once you're past 10 or 15 people in one country, those monthly fees start costing more than running your own company would. So ask now, while they're still selling to you. A good answer describes a process with a cost. We can discuss that later means it's expensive. Question 12 is my favorite. Which countries are you weak in? Every provider is weak somewhere. Partner dependent in one place, slow in another, expensive in a third. The rep who names a real weakness is telling you the truth about the 11 answers too. The rep who says we're strong everywhere has just answered a much bigger question. So, 12 questions. 3 on whether they can do it, 3 on money, 3 on service, and 3 on leaving. Send them in one email to every provider on your shortlist, then put the answers next to each other in a spreadsheet. The differences get obvious fast and you end up choosing on fact instead of whoever called you back first. All 12 are on a paid checklist on employeeborderless.com. Free, no email required. If you want the numbers behind questions 4, 5, and 6, watch the pricing video next. I go through what an EOR actually costs and where the money hides. And if this is the kind of thing you want more of, simply subscribe. Nobody who sells an EOR is going to make this video for you. Good luck with the hire.